Good afternoon from Kirksville, Missouri. This is Randy Curvin, and this is Rant and Randy's Rant. We're November 12th, 2019. All right, I know we had about four people out there. First off, I wanted to just mention Buddy Davis's These Days. And so far, uh, Leaves That Are Green, Thibodeau and his Cajun band, and Bob Dylan's Dream uh, are kind of like my favorites for right now. And I know with 12 recordings on here, which each is a different style, uh, a different style on each song. So that's $15 plus $5 mailing. I'll show Buddy's address. All right. And I hope you can read my writing. And I just wanted to get that out of the way first. All right. Damn, Donnie. Let's see if I can. I noticed I had a lot of paper noise on the last video. So I'm going to try to lay them out in front of me. Hello, Joe. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Brian. Hello, Carrie. Hadn't seen you for a while, bud. And hello, George. All right, we'll get down to this thing. What I've been doing is supplemental pages for the latest. Because you would think it would slow down. You'd think this is a quiet news day because it's the day before the public hearings. No, more and more is coming out, including Lavrov. You remember him from the Oval Office. He is now joking about Trump without saying his name. He was talking about Syria and leaving the Kurds behind, withdrawing troops, and then coming back for the oil. He's zigzagging along, and that's not his exact words, but that's pretty close. Tell you about the next little thing that I was hearing about today. I need to look at Stephen Miller's emails. They say they're horrible, and he is the one behind DACA and the decision that we don't know the outcome of in the Supreme Court. About over 700,000 citizens that grew up in this country with the rest of us, and now suddenly they're going to kick out that many because they weren't born here. That Stephen Miller's a sick little Nazi. And he is no worse, or he's not even as bad as dumbass Donnie. All right. And I was thinking about it and put down a few notes. Face it, Donnie didn't want to send aid to Ukraine over fears of Russia's reaction. Of course, that didn't come down through him, that came down through Mulvaney, concerned about how they would feel. Then today they were talking about again, look at the reaction in the when he first was in, I think it was 2017, might have been 2018, the Russian ships in the Black Sea. And the Navy was going to go in to show them that that is free ocean there. It's not owned by Russia. And what Donnie do? He objected. He didn't like that at all. Need to pull them back. Don't be talking about freedom and all this kind of shit, buddy Putin taking over areas. And I just wanted to mention this straight off too. What is going on in Bolivia? I don't know how they did it, but the Young Turks, they've got this call wrong. And I'll remind you, what have I been posting here lately? And I'll go back into some history, recent history, that Putin wants a nuclear plant in Bolivia. Putin's behind this whole thing. The peaceful protesters stood against Morales over election fraud. I showed in my post. I showed the ballots sitting on the side of the road. He cooked the books. I don't know why Young Turks won't take it somewhere else, blame it on the Organization of American States being behind a military coup. Look at the video. I put it out there. And on everything that comes down, what does Donnie do? He takes the side of Putin. So there's one area we do not need to intervene in, because what are they going to do? Put Morales back in office? And it was the pressure of the protesters that got Morales to resign. And there might have been a little pressure from the military, but it wasn't a coup other than the peaceful protest. And other news, and I've already been talking about it. We will probably soon learn the fate of 700,000 people. In fact, I've got a Bowl of the Fifth Column that I will attach to this video when it's sent down, or it's on live now on Facebook on a couple of groups. But I'll be attaching that when I get through with this one. All right, today Rick Gates appears for the prosecution in the Roger Stone trial. Didn't get to listen to a lot of that, but I'll be learning more, I'm sure, tonight from Rachel and my other shows, which I'll be at the family meeting, probably in the chat. Let's see. All right, now let me see if I covered this page. Oh, also I'm watching climate change news, but here's what I have noticed, and I put it as a comment in one of my posts. Over the more than the last 5 years in Missouri, the jet stream has been trending further to the south. It will start out in the northwest, and it goes above us, and then it goes down to the south, and then works its way up the coast. When I came here to Missouri, our bad weather came out of the northwest. We're getting the just the tail end of stuff, and stuff that went south so fast, like that last time with the 2 inches we got yesterday, or actually the night before, most of it. But that's basically what I'm looking at, is the changes we've seen. And let's see, all right, I got through that page. All right. And I'll be studying more on that. I have Curiosity Stream, so I've got some shows on it that I need to view to refresh my memory on all those events. And I mean, we've been seeing it since, if you really want to go back, since 2005. Strange weather. Um, let's see. Now I got to find what page was that. I've lost track. uh, oh, I know where it might be. Yeah, you no. Well, in any case, there's more evidence coming out, and the latest was Catherine Ross or Craw, Catherine Craw, special advisor for to the Ukraine State Department. Uh, Everything is matching up with what the others say. There's only one, and that uh, is Volker. Uh, the Republicans want him as a witness. And of course, only because he didn't say totally positive things about Donnie. But they're going to bring out the positive things, the things that supposedly he didn't know. And why would he not know? See, that got blown by the revelation that that the Ukrainians didn't know about the money being withheld. That just got wiped out by her. So they did know about it. It just took talking to the right people in the right departments to know what was going on in the background. Okay. That hold up on the Javelin missiles was OMB. Mulvaney was afraid it'd be viewed negatively by the Russians, and that's 2017. And it was also after Giuliani talked to that then president of Ukraine, and then a couple of days later, lo and behold, they released the javelins, but it was held up. There again, that's the first bribery used, and extortion, because they knew those people were afraid for their lives fighting against Russia. And that's the first time, and they figured this next one, he comes out and confess it, it wouldn't be such a bad thing. And what happened in that deal with Ukraine's former president held up information on Paul Manafort to obtain the 20 javelins, which he was afraid the U.S. wouldn't give that aid. I remember that suddenly they weren't cooperating with the Mueller investigation. That ended because they were afraid they would piss off Donnie. Oh, let's see. Now I end up on page 1. Went in reverse order again. The madman in our house said the following in the past. I know more than the generals. Believe me. That's when you know he's lying. He says, believe me. And of course, I could sit here for 2 hours and go through all the dumb shit he's done while he was in there that is self-serving. Uh, and tomorrow, people, is popcorn and snacks day as we get started into the public hearings. I expect a quiet circus from the Republicans. That's the reason they brought over Jim Jordan, whose ass is in trouble now about what happened when he was the assistant coach. Oh, he didn't know anything about it. Let's see. Oh, and of course, now it's getting more and more clear why Rick Perry resigned. And I'd already talked about this, and Rachel was reporting Rick Perry was there, it turns out, according to what I saw last night, at the inauguration of Zelensky. And at that time, Perry was pushing two of his advisors that happened to be, they wanted them on the gas company, that happened to be Rick Perry's donors, and Perry secured a 50-year contract for that gas company for less millions than the other bid that was a Ukrainian company. No corruption there. It's just us with the active imaginations. Damn. Like I've said before, how stupid do they think people are? Well, never mind about that. I want to straighten out something before I get through here. And I think that was from Laura Cooper's transcript that came out yesterday. And it collaborates the Rick Perry's corruption. All right, looks like I got most of it. I just wanted to say here in the end, we will keep calling them because it's going to be an active week. Have that popcorn or those candy bars ready because we're in for a long one. Should be a good one. I'm hoping that they don't rush it so much to have everything by Thanksgiving. They need to have, I believe, more hearings, some next week and the next week. You got to stop for Thanksgiving, but what the hell? Keep it going. Work it every minute that you can while we've got the time to do this, because it's got to be the strongest case. All right. I also wanted to say I agree with Leo. Was talking about grace and forgiveness. Somehow, when we get everything back, that's what we're going to have to do. Either that or things will get worse and not better when we get that asshole out. We have to be forgiving. We have to have grace in what we do. We don't need this country divided after we get him out. And it's going to take time to straighten it out. And let me look there. Hello, Belda. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Joe. Hello, Carrie. Hello, David or Dave. Hello, Debbie. Hello again to Lisa. All right. Good crowd. Getting better every time. As I said on the last one, we dropped one in subscribers but uh, you win some, you lose some, and some people, I'm not their cup of tea. I can understand that. Don't hold anything against you. No, Joe, I didn't. I didn't see Nikki Haley. But I know what you're talking about. Yeah, her language in whatever written form that was ridiculous. And kissing his ass because she's thinking about running in 2024. Ah, bunch of shit, y'all. Shit show goes on. But that doesn't mean that we don't keep working as hard as we can to make sure that we're not dependent on just impeachment. If he leaves out without leaving office, he's damaged, and we can rub it in. We can raise that huge blue wave to hit the beach and wipe out Trump. I hope it doesn't come to that, but I'm thinking more than likely that's what it's going to take. All right. We are the guardians of liberty. We love this country, us Blue Dots, and many more of you out there. I love my country, and you need to join forces, if not with the Blue Dot family. Indivisible is another good one. There's many organizations out there, but we're hoping you come our way. All right. And I'll probably be at the meeting, but it depends if I have that. I've got a tour coming up of the latest update version of my Mac that I'm using right now. And it will ask me, and I put it off for about 4 or 5 days. I think I better get through with it. All right. Peace. Resist, persist, and insist that we get the fascists and the little Nazi out of our house. We need the clean house, and that place is going to have to be scrubbed after this smelly mess. All right. Have a good afternoon. See you on YouTube tomorrow. Facebook tomorrow. I almost said YouTube. All right, folks. Have a good one. Bye-bye.